Today, we're talking about a true master of disguise, a silent passenger that can live inside a person completely undetected for their entire life. Get this, we're talking about a parasite that literally breaks all the rules, Strongyloides stercoralis. And just to give you an idea of the scale we're dealing with, look at this number, 600 million. That's the best guess for how many people are infected with this thing worldwide. It's a massive, and I mean massive, global health problem that's mostly hiding in the shadows.
So this brings us to the really wild part of the story. Just think about it for a second. What if an infection wasn't just a cold you get over in a week, but a lifelong hidden companion? How on earth could a parasite possibly manage to survive inside a person for decades?
To get that answer, you have to understand this is not your typical infection. This little organism has a very special, very clever biological trick up its sleeve that sets it apart from pretty much every other parasitic worm out there. And here it is. This is the absolute game changer. See, most parasitic worms, they can't actually multiply inside you. Their numbers only go up if you get re-exposed from the outside world. But Strongyloides stercoralis, it doesn't play by those rules. It can run its entire life cycle and make more of itself inside a single person. And that's how it creates an infection that can last a lifetime. So, who exactly is this microscopic survivalist? Let's build a proper profile, kind of like a detective, and start with its biological identity. Okay, first things first. It's an endoparasite. Endo just means inside. It lives its life inside its host. And don't go picturing some simple, single-celled thing. No way. This is a metazoan, which is just a fancy way of saying it's a complex, multi-celled animal. To be specific, it's a type of roundworm we call a nematode. And you can see its whole family tree right here. It's in the kingdom Animalia, the same kingdom as us. It has a phylum, a class, an order. It's got organ systems for digestion and reproduction. So let's be clear, this is not a simple germ. It's a very complex, highly evolved animal.
You know, even its name tells a whole story. Strongylos is Greek for round, which describes its shape, and stercoralis comes from the Latin word stercus, which means dung. Why? Well, because that's where its larvae were first spotted, in the stool of infected soldiers way back in 1876.
Okay, now we get to its secret weapon, the absolute key to how it survives for decades. We're talking about its incredibly sophisticated life cycle. The whole journey starts in the soil. An infective larva, way too small for you to see, burrows right through your bare skin. From there, it goes on this unbelievable migration, hitching a ride in your bloodstream all the way to your lungs. Then you cough it up, you swallow it without having a clue, and it finally settles down in the small intestine to mature into an adult. And right here, this is the parasite's masterpiece. This is what makes it so unique. Instead of all the new larvae passing out of the body, some of them transform into their infectious stage while they're still inside the gut. They then just burrow right back through the intestinal wall, pop into the bloodstream, and start that whole migration all over again without ever leaving you. That's the engine that lets this thing go on forever. So, as you can probably guess, this whole ability to hide and just keep going makes diagnosing Strongyloides stercoralis unbelievably hard. It really is like trying to find a ghost in the system. The symptoms are all over the place, which doesn't help. The first phase might just be a little itchy rash and a cough. Then the chronic phase, which again can last for decades, is often totally asymptomatic. Or maybe you get some vague stomach problems. But every now and then, a massive clue appears. A very strange, fast-moving, snake-like rash called larva currens. That is literally the larva tracing a path under your skin. And here is the core problem for doctors. The parasite just doesn't shed its larvae consistently. You could test a stool sample from an infected person today and find absolutely nothing. Test it again tomorrow, still nothing. It makes the standard ways of looking for it a real shot in the dark. So to find this ghost, specialists have a whole bag of tricks. There's a technique that uses warmth to gently coax the larvae out of a stool sample, or they can use a special agar plate to spot the microscopic tracks the larvae leave behind. But honestly, a lot of the time, the best tool is serology, a blood test that looks for the antibodies your own body has been making to fight the infection. It's like finding indirect evidence of the intruder. Okay, so what if you actually manage to find this hidden foe? How do you fight it? Well, the approach really depends on where you are in the world and who you are. You've got two pretty different philosophies here. In places where the parasite is really common, the World Health Organization basically recommends treating entire communities at once. But in countries where it's not common, like the Netherlands, the focus is on a completely different risk. The big danger there is when someone with an old, hidden infection has their immune system weakened by drugs like corticosteroids. That lets the parasite multiply like crazy. So the strategy there is to screen and treat high-risk people before you start that kind of therapy.
But when it comes down to it, prevention is the best weapon we have. And we're talking about really simple public health measures, proper sanitation to keep the soil clean, and just wearing shoes in places where it's common. For doctors, it means always screening at-risk patients before they give them drugs that suppress the immune system. And yeah, believe it or not, even deworming domestic dogs is part of the solution, since they can carry it too.
And let's end on some really exciting news from the research world. Just this year, scientists were able to use CRISPR gene editing technology on Strongyloides stercoralis for the first time ever. This is a massive breakthrough. It's going to allow researchers to finally start decoding the parasite's genetic secrets, which could lead to totally new drugs or even ways to block the infection from ever starting. By the way, all the information we've gone over in this explainer was put together using a Gemini deep search. If you want to dive even deeper into the science yourself, we've got a full list of all our sources in the linked Notebook and Lem document for you to check out. So we'll leave you with this thought. This incredible organism can survive for an entire lifetime, completely hidden from view. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other complex biological stories are unfolding all around us, just out of sight, waiting to be discovered? And that's all for our deep dive into the world of Strongyloides stercoralis. If you found this explainer as fascinating as we did, please hit that subscribe button for more. And we would love to hear your thoughts or any questions you have, so be sure to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.